Friends. Today we're going to talk about how we can, in our drive for achievement and our high functioning tendencies, not be fully present with others, including those we love most dearly, our kids, our families, friends, or those we work with. We'll talk about the pain and frustration this can cause when we aren't present with others, and we'll talk about the first step in the process to getting present with others. Hey, are you a high achiever who struggles with perfectionism? Do you get stuck in the cycle of overthinking? Do you do everything for everyone else because you think otherwise it won't get done? Do you feel like you should come with a disclaimer? Hi, I'm anxious. Hey, I'm Katy. Full disclosure, I'm not a therapist, doctor, or mental health professional. I'm just a career mama who also struggles with anxiety. For me, anxiety reared its head at the most inconvenient times, when I wanted to be present with my family, at those high-pressure business meetings, when I was laying in bed awake at night worrying instead of sleeping. I just wanted to relax and be able to have fun, and I know that you do too. What if you found tools to manage your anxiety? What if you knew how to enjoy life even though you are anxious? Look, it's time to put down that third cup of coffee and swap it for some lemon water. We're going to get control over anxiety so it can stop controlling you. Let's go, girl. Before we get started today, I'd like to read a podcast review left by one of my listeners, Christy D. Weitenheimer. Christy says, Katy, as a woman who also struggles with anxiety and more, I'm so glad I found your podcast. It's so easy to feel like no one understands what you go through when dealing with anxiety issues. You're probably going to become my new BFF. Looking forward to more episodes to binge. Christy, I'm so grateful that you took the time to leave this review, and most especially that you were vulnerable in sharing you also struggle with anxiety. I hope the podcast helps you feel like someone else, me, does understand what you go through when dealing with anxiety issues. We aren't alone, Christy. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for sharing with me and for being here with me. And friends, because of the launch of the podcast, I'm doing a giveaway and I want you to join us. If you haven't already done so and want to be entered for this giveaway, I ask that you go rate and review in Apple Podcasts. It's super helpful for podcasts just like this to start out by receiving reviews, and I'd truly appreciate your feedback. From now until August 31st, 2022, if you leave me a review in Apple Podcasts, take a screenshot and share it in your IG stories and tag me, and you'll be entered for a giveaway for an Amazon gift card. You can find me on Instagram at Hi I'm Anxious Podcast. Welcome, friends. A delightful, highly successful woman and mother that I know recently said, my anxiety is really highly functioning, so it manifests in me never being able to sit still. When I'm home, I'm doing chores or out running errands. I never feel like I'm present enough with the kids. I think this amazing woman's struggle is so relatable, wouldn't you say, my fellow high achieving, anxious women? Today, I want to focus on this pain of never feeling like we're present enough with those who matter to us. I think of all the times throughout the day when my husband, kids, staff, or anyone else I may be physically present with are vying for my attention, and I'm trying to do something else, or often worse, multitask. Can you think of times within the past couple of days when you were clearly not present with those you are physically present with? For example, you were playing, and I used air quotes around the word playing with your kids, and you were also doing something on your phone. Or when your staff were sharing some personal story with you in a meeting, and all you could think about is that you need to run and get ready for your next meeting. I think we can all think of reasons why we'd rather be present with those who we are with rather than doing something else. Because our kids grow up so fast. Because we work with amazing people and want to honor them as individuals, not just worker bees. Because we love our friends and want to soak up every minute of those rare lunch dates we get with them rather than peeking at our phones to see what notifications may have popped up since the last time we looked. Or because we love our significant others and want to spend our lives with them, not just survive the day only to realize it's been a week since you've had any real connection with them. So today I want to talk about how we can find one moment every day when we could be present with who we are with rather than trying to fit in more, multitasking, or doing anything but being fully present with that person. And there is one thing that I personally have done that I found to be the absolute most effective strategy to use as this first step to be more present with those I care about. And that thing is to get present with myself. I don't know about you, but this is one of the hardest things for me to do. As my friend said, her anxiety is so high functioning that she isn't able to sit still. And what do we need to do to get really present with ourselves? Sit still. Does the thought of sitting still cause you to cringe? What do you start thinking? I think, oh, I have a million things to do. Oh, I'll sit still tomorrow. Oh, I'd rather be doing anything but sitting still. But we can also think about how it feels good to be present rather than distracted and pulled in a million different directions, even if it's only by our own thoughts. Wouldn't it feel better to spend 5 minutes fully present with our coworker rather than thinking about how you need to get going because you have a million to-dos waiting for you in your office? Or wouldn't it be better to spend 15 minutes fully immersed in play with our kids rather than 30 minutes partly paying attention to them and partly trying to fold the towels? I think the towels can wait. Let's choose to opt for slightly wrinkly towels and 15 minutes of fun with our kids, okay? And how can we start to practice this? By working to be present with ourselves. So, your homework for this week is to choose a specific time and place when you will spend time with yourself. What I have found to be the most effective is for me to sit in a chair with my feet on the floor, to put my hands in my lap and close my eyes, and then to take 5 deep, slow breaths with my eyes closed. That's all it takes for me. It's so simple, it's so short, and I find myself more capable to then focus on what I want to be doing, which in our discussion today is being present with those that we love. So I'm going to ask you, dear listener, can you do that for yourself? Can you try my method to get present with yourself? So choose your time, choose your place, and give it a try. Maybe you do it at the very start of your workday. Maybe you do it in your car before you get out of your car after you've gotten home to go inside and be with your family for the night. Maybe you do it after you put your kids to bed and you still yourself to get present with yourself so you can enjoy a few minutes of conversation with your spouse before bed. So find that time, sit comfortable with your feet on the floor, put your hands in your lap, close your eyes, and take 5 slow, deep breaths. Then open your eyes and notice how you feel. I'm going to bet you feel more present with yourself. And if you do, I encourage you to try this the next time you want to spend time with others. Just take a minute to get present with yourself and see if it helps you to be present with others. That's all for today, friends. Please go take time to be present with yourself and with those you love and care about. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Hey friend, thanks for being here. Did today's episode help you feel more in control of your anxiety? Did it inspire you to rest or relax? Or maybe it challenged you to really look at why anxiety is a part of your life? If so, I'd love to hear from you. If you would take 30 seconds, pause this episode, scroll down in Apple Podcasts, and leave me a review, I would be so grateful. See you next week. Disclaimer, I am not a medical professional and this podcast is not providing therapy or medical treatment. Contents of the podcast are for informational purposes only and are not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your healthcare provider with your health questions and concerns.